Hi, Ann Rusnak with the Life in the Me Zone weekly webinar. Sorry for the delay. We had some camera difficulties, so it was kind of hard to do this broadcast without the camera working. But anyway, I want to welcome you. And the Life in the Me Zone webinars are basically these 15 minutes of little life tweaks or those aha moments to keep you in your me zone. And you might wonder, what the heck is a me zone? Well, basically what we do is we inspire women who want to achieve some exciting results in life and get out of their, and help them get out of their own way. And one of the ways that we're able to do this is to have you reconnect with what we call your authentic self, or that magical essence that's you. And when you are connected to your authentic self, when you're living that life in that me zone, you're feeling happier, you're feeling more fulfilled, you accomplish your dreams, you make more money, you believe in yourself, you're feeling more confident, and you lose effort to attain the things that you want and that you desire. And often, too, now what we do with these is they're actually, some of these webinars are based off of what we call our Power Me Packs, and they're in the Action Reward Zone. And tonight is Live an Abundant Life, 7 Ways to Prepare Your Mind for Prosperity. And I am using a mind map here to make sure I'm going to be giving everything that you need here on this webinar, so I don't miss any points. And at the end, you'll actually get a summary of notes from this webinar, plus this mind map as well. And tonight, we're kind of basing this off, or taking excerpt out of the one Power Me Pack, which is Building a Wealth and Prosperity Mindset. And those you get, for free. They're in our Action Reward Zone for members of our Internet Connect Club. Well, let's get right into today, since we kind of got started a little late here. And I wanted to start sharing, my story with money. And, I grew up with a lot of negativity about money. It was evil, severely punished over it. So it took a lot of healing, around, money, and have some kind of breakthrough, with my subconscious. And that happened when I kind of changed my relationship with money. Now, we are talking about abundance and prosperity, and that actually goes beyond money. But most of us, those are those issues that we deal with right away. So I wanted to kind of address that. When I got that relationship, with money in a proper perspective, I had closed my business down. When I did it, we had all this outstanding debt from my husband's medical bills, and I wasn't quite sure how we were going to make ends meet. But within those couple of years, we had actually paid off all of our outstanding debt, paid off our house, got concurrent with all of our debt, eventually paid all that off, paid off our house, rebuilt our investments, put a new roof on the house, and besides that, my husband and I, we started developing this great relationship together. We celebrated 29 years this year, and it felt like we were back to when we first met each other. So it's almost like that romance came back in as well. Now tonight, you want to start preparing that mindset for prosperity. And one of the things that kind of helped me a little bit was, this understanding the lack mentality. And, I wanted, wealth, an awesome life. And I had to start reflecting back, how am I feeling about others who are experiencing those things as well? Are you jealous of other people who are successful? I mean, how do you feel about someone who's living their dreams? And you can't have a negative opinion of someone who's successful or achieving the dreams and stuff that they want if you expect to have that for yourself. So that was kind of a big aha moment for me. And right now we are dealing with that out in this world. There's this big, war against the haves and the have-nots. So you have to kind of ask yourself, if you're jealous or, about that, you may need to rethink a little bit or start changing that perspective. And are you generally happy when someone achieves success using, their gifts and their qualities? Also, too, another thing about, when you're dealing with the prosperity and abundant mindset, a lot of it has to do with the law of sowing and reaping. So even though you're deciding you maybe want to make some changes here, is that, things aren't going to just change instantly, because you kind of think about it. If you wanted corn, but you planted wheat, you're going to have to, dig up all the corn and put new wheat seeds in. So give yourself some time while you're making some adjustments. I know when we were going through and getting the mindset that, allowed us to have this, this life that we are enjoying, is that I had to go back and clean up a lot of messes. So doing the same thing, you're going to be planting some new seeds here, give them time to grow. And that's part of that abundant and mindset, is understanding the law of sowing and reaping. I started off here talking about, the money, because that's usually where a lot of us go. But there's actually 4 areas of abundant living. And the first one is, we're going to talk about physical. And if you have physical wealth and a physical abundance, it means you've got that vibrant health, that you're living a very vibrant, healthy life. There's also the emotional area. And that means you're having these positive relationships in your life as well. So there's, the second area. The third area has to do with spiritual. You're spiritually wealthy, spiritually abundant because of your faith and living in faith. Living, knowing that the universe is going to provide everything for you, knowing everything is going to be okay. Having a good relationship. Not use God. You can substitute whatever word makes you happy there. Also, too, the one that we did talk about was financial. That financial wealthy abundance is when you have that money that you have either created, earned, what you've worked for, invested, saved, being able to support your lifestyle. But basically, what it comes down to, living an abundant life simply means being happy in all aspects of your life and having the resources to care for yourself and your family. Now let's go into the 7 ways that you can start to change this mindset, to start, being able to, bring in the things that you want in your life. And the first one, we touched on it just a little bit earlier here, was you got to keep positive thoughts about wealth and prosperity. What are you saying about these areas in your life? Kind of watch your language. You have to look at sometimes these limiting or negative beliefs. Now, we discussed that in last week's webinar, so if you want to go back and listen to that replay, that will give you some tips and some suggestions on how to eliminate some of those limiting beliefs. Number 2, define what wealth and abundance means to you. Not everybody wants that $1 million home. Just recently, my eldest daughter finally found a wonderful guy. She got married. She has this beautiful baby. We pulled up into the driveway of her new home last week, and I realized I pulled into her dream. This is what she wants. This is what she considers a success. That family, the home for them to grow up old in. So define, what does an abundant, wealthy life look like to you? And write that out, because that's what's going to guide you. And then, make sure you're keeping the thoughts and what you need to be doing to have what it is that you had defined. Also, you're going to need to develop the habits to support a prosperity and abundant mindset. And one of the things about that is, we're not talking about having this Pollyanna attitude like, oh, everything's going to be fine. No, you got to look and take responsibility for some of those oops that you had in your life. Like, don't hide the overdue bills in a drawer thinking they're just going to, disappear. It's not going to happen. You have to go back and, deal with the things that you had planted before that aren't exactly giving you that prosperity that you want. Number 4, and this is huge, it's called gratitude. Gratitude is the greatest and best way to start having the abundance, the wealth, the prosperity in all areas of your life. If you're not grateful for what you have, why would the universe want to give you more? I would suggest that you actually sit down and do a list of 50 things that you are grateful for in your life. List from small all the way up to big. And one of the things that I'm living in an area that I'm not too thrilled about. And I actually sat down and wrote out 50 things about living here in Cleveland that were great. And it actually changed my attitude. I still want out of here. I still want my home on the beach. But I realized that this was a great place for me to really start my business. There were some great connections here. So that opened me up to a lot of great things that, in this particular area. So sit down, Write 50 things that you're grateful every day in your life. Number 5, you have to be willing to accept and receive the abundance and the prosperity. And you may be saying, oh yeah, no, I want that, bring it here, bring it here. But let me ask you a question. When someone gives you a compliment, how do you receive that compliment? Are you gracious? Or are you like, oh no, 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 Right there is a clue that you're not being open to receiving. Because when you're open to receiving, when you have that definite, like what that is going to look for you, as far as the abundance, prosperity in your life, the resources, the ideas, the people, what you need to make that happen will show up. And you have to be willing to accept that. So make sure that you are open to receiving. And that actually happens to be my theme for this year, being open to abundance and receiving. And I'm just amazed at all the different things that just keep coming in to help me be able to see my vision becoming closer and closer. And also, number 6, accept that you are human. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay. We're spiritual beings in this human body, and it's just the way things are. I remember when we, wanted to get our financials in order. One of the things that I did to kind of push money away, not receive it, was not balancing my checkbook or wasn't consistent in it. So I do these overdrafts all the time. So I kind of made a challenge for myself that I wanted to stay a year of not doing any overdrafts, and I was going to reward myself with a bottle of Dom Perignon champagne when that happened. And I did real good for 3 months, and then wham, we got hit with one, and I went, ugh. So I had to start that all over again. Well, I didn't quit. I went, all right, so I made a mistake. Well, that was like about 3, maybe 4 years ago, and we have yet to make that mistake again. And yes, I did walk in the store, put the cash down, and bought that bottle of Dom Perignon. My husband and I really enjoyed it that night. So allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to grow. Number 7, find success in your daily actions. Look every day. What are some little small things? Acknowledge those. Look for a positive aspect from any kind of challenges you have. I know my husband, he sometimes really gets down when things are going wrong, and I'll say, well, give me something positive out of that, or tell me something positive about what's going on. And it changes his perspective. I've got to do the same thing. I got to sit there and change that. And that allows more of that good stuff to come into your life as well. And that pretty much wraps up our 7 little tips today. So hopefully some of those will help you start to get that mindset to prepare you, to prepare that mind so that, you have the abundance and prosperity and stuff that you want, in your life. One of the things I do want to invite you to do is, if you want some more help, is that I am doing a free workshop, and it is starting on October 7th. It's going to be Monday for 4 weeks, and it's called Discover Your Inner Treasure, The Secret to Living Your Dreams. And I'm going to share 7 keys to getting out of your way so you can live that life that you deserve. And you just go to AnnRusnak.com/workshop. And then I want to see you next week back here. We're going to have how to use your inner motivation to enjoy greater success. And that's on October 2nd. So I look forward to seeing you next week. And the replay will be up. And once again, we put the replay up. We'll give you an opportunity to add some more credits to your account so you can go get your prosperity packs. And also on that page, if there's like a certain topic or anything that you would like to talk about, then feel free to go ahead and answer those questions there. We're trying to figure out a way to do the chat so we can actually have a chat going on here. And I'll see you next week. Good night.